Queste immagini vengono in diretta. A parlare è l'arcivescovo di New York, il cardinale Dolan, uno dei papabili tra l'altro. Sentiamo un po' che cosa sta dicendo.
Maurice. Well, yes, Maurice, obviously it's my first time, and I had listened to some of the veterans, some of the patriarchs, the cardinals that had participated in the past, and they had told me, I mean, I consider myself kind of a hard-boiled guy, but they said, once you get in there, you will feel the gentle breeze of the Holy Spirit, and you'll see God's grace very much at work. Not that there was thunder and lightning, or not that anybody was knocked off his horse, but you feel a beautiful sense of resignation and direction as you see things unfolding. And it really happened the whole time, ever since we went into conclave, when we started with Mass at St. Peter's for the election of the Pope. Boy, and then as we went in, and just a magnificent fraternal apostolic climate and atmosphere to pray together, to talk together, to find out more and more about each other, to undergo what we call the scrutinies or the votes. You could just see a sense that this was in God's hands, and even though that didn't absolve us from the responsibility and the hard work that we needed to do on a human level, it was very evident to us. So,
can you looking back over the votes that were taken and the actual time in the Sistine Chapel, can you identify a few key moments? Was there any moment of emotion, of laughter, or somebody being upset?
Well, no, there's a great moment of emotion that would not surprise you once the future Pope reaches 77 votes, right? Because everybody knows, and you're obviously keeping track, and once the new Pope reaches 77, you know it's over, and there's a great moment of applause and an expression of love and loyalty. The vote has to continue, by the way, and then it's not till it's done, and it's a very scrupulous protocol that goes in there. It's hundreds of years old, as you all know. So that continues, and once the final tally of that particular scrutiny is read, then it's final, and again, there's a great sense of emotion. I found myself, it's very difficult to explain. Here, obviously, you get to know the new Pope as a brother cardinal, as we have for a long time, but all of a sudden the identity is different. His name is different, his clothes is different, our relationship with him. So the same man that morning you may have been walking with your hand around his arm, all of a sudden you're going back and you go up to him and very spontaneously genuflect and kiss his ring and embrace him and promise him your love and allegiance and loyalty and prayer. And it's an astounding moment. As simple and as humble and as sincere as he so radiantly is, his identity is new now, as Jesus did with the first Pope, with Simon and Peter. That I found extraordinarily moving. So, Mary.
There's so much affection for you here in Italy, and many Italians were rooting for you to be the Pope.
I'll be.
Is there a sense of relief for you? This would have been
Well, thanks, Mary. I wouldn't say there's a sense of relief because I didn't take those things seriously. I'd like to say this, especially to the New York press. I told you so. So I never took that seriously. But so there's a sense of relief, not that I ever thought about rumors that I would hear. There's a sense of relief on all of us and a sense of peace and serenity because, once again, Jesus is taking care of his church, and he's provided us with a new good shepherd. And there's that in itself is a sense of relief. In fact, the Holy Father, Pope Francis, said to us tonight, I'm going to sleep well, and something tells me you will too. And we will. We'll sleep well tonight, knowing that the church is in good hands. So, Greg? Yes, he immediately said to us, I choose the name Francis in honor of St. Francis of Assisi. Now, I guess that's because some knowing that he's a Jesuit, might have thought it was St. Francis Xavier. So he quickly clarified that. It didn't surprise us because you've all done your homework already. And you know how renowned he was for his beautiful care and love for the poor in Buenos Aires. And now this is interesting too. Apparently in Buenos Aires, takes the bus every day to work. And sure enough, tonight, did you hear what happened? Of course, we're all together there hanging out the windows while he's there at the balcony. And then we all, as he's greeting people in what's called the Hall of Benedictions, we went downstairs like we have been, leaving the Sistine Chapel. And there's buses there for us, just simple little buses, about 5 or 6, to take the cardinals back to the Dome of Santa Marta. And I didn't know this because as I left, things are back to normal. And there you see the Holy Father's car, and the lead car, and the back car, and the security, and the motorcycles, and also I thought, well, things are back to normal. The Pope's car is back from the oil change or whatever. So we take the buses over, and then we the cardinals wait outside to greet the new Holy Father as he comes back to Dome of Santa Marta, where he's been living. And as the last bus pulls up, guess who gets off the bus? Pope Francis. So I guess he told the driver, that's okay, I'll just go with the guys in the bus. So he's a wonderfully simple man. Tonight he told us, when he explained what was going to happen tomorrow with his own visit to St. Mary Major to say hello to Mary, the Mother of Jesus, under her title of the Solus Populi Romani, the help of the Roman people, to go exchange greetings with his predecessor, former Pope Benedict XVI. And then he said, and then I got to stop up by the Casa del Clero and pick up my luggage and pay my bill. That's where he had been staying, just like we cardinals are staying here at the North American College. That's where apparently he's been staying up until the time of the conclave. So he just said, I guess I better stop there and get the rest of my luggage and, and settle my account. So he's an extraordinarily down-to-earth man. So, thanks. I have to be very honest. I didn't know him too well before this beautiful experience. And obviously the very structure of this is so you get to know one another better. So, boy, I feel like I know him now, but I didn't know him before. I knew of him, but I didn't know him that well. But that changed. And I was very impressed. The first day, remember the congregations, those were those meetings before the conclave. The first day, I was always raised by my folks would teach me, when you go into a room, you go up to somebody and say, so I'd go to my brother cardinals and say, Timothy Dolan, even if they knew me, I want to ease. And I taught to do that. So I'm kind of standing there, and all of a sudden this man comes up and he says, my name is Jorge Bergoglio from Buenos Aires. And I said, oh, nice to meet you, Jorge. My name is Timothy Dolan. He said, oh, I know you're from New York. In retrospect, makes me kind of feel good that he knew me. But I only mention that because of a sign of his friendliness. You heard him. He kind of comes across as shy and reserved, doesn't he? His voice is kind of conversational. He didn't have a big booming voice. But he's a man of confidence and poise. But there's also that's blended with a beautiful sincerity and simplicity and humility. So, Joe, are we okay? You got other business for me? We have to take care of the New York people, right? I want to do that. What else? Can I help anybody with? We were told that tomorrow he's going to visit former Pope Benedict. He's going to stop at St. Mary Major. He jokingly said he's going to stop and get his luggage. Somebody else will probably do that. And then we have a Mass with him tomorrow. Traditionally, the day after the election of a Pope, he joins again the College of Cardinals, and we'll have Mass together at the Sistine Chapel tomorrow night at 5. And he also announced that he wanted to meet with us again at 11 o'clock on Friday morning, just the College of Cardinals. So that'll be good. I look forward to that. So then the installation. James, I knew Jim when he was 6 years old. Do you know that? And he knew me when I was 200 pounds. So... Oh, isn't that? And well, see, that's what strikes you about the whole College of Cardinals. That's what strikes you about Rome. That's what strikes you about the Church universality. You know what the word Catholic means? It means everybody. It means all embracing. As you look out at Bernini's colonnades, he explained that, that surrounds St. Peter's Square. You were there tonight. He explained that as Holy Mother Church reaching out and bringing people close to Christ. Everybody. And that's so obvious, isn't it? We had a pope from We had so many from Italy. We had a pope from Poland, from Germany, and now from Latin America. But the whole College of Cardinals, when we would sit there for our breakfast, our lunch in the Sistine Chapel, there'd be somebody from India with you, the patriarch from Egypt, the patriarch from Lebanon, just the magnificent universality of the church. And you are right, Jim, that's accented in the choice of a Latin American. The church in Latin America, wheelbarrow of challenges, like the church in North America, but a church that is rich in its tradition, a church where Catholicism is just part of their DNA, and a church that is growing and alive. And to think of the electricity that's going to send. Can you imagine when Pope Francis goes for World Youth Day, which may probably be his first international trip in July to Brazil? Can you imagine the welcome he'll get? A pope from Latin America. You can imagine the joy in our Latin American brothers. I want to mention to you, though, as has been mentioned in the past, even though nationality and geography is important, I think most cardinals just want to choose the right man. You know, you want a man of God. You want a man of good pastoral governance. You want a man with a sense of the Church Universal. You want a good communicator. And he fills those bills. Where he comes from is gravy. And we got a lot of good gravy with a man coming now from Latin America. You talk about a booster shot to the church in the Americas. This is going to be a real blessing. We all right, Joe? Rich. You all know Rich? Uh-huh. Rich was here at the election of Pius XII, I think, weren't you? It did, sure, yes. A big applause. First of all, when he reached the vote of 77, and we knew, here's the man. And then when it was announced again at the end, the final tally, and then when he says, accepto, yeah, that's a great moment of, I don't think there was a dry eye in the place, so.
I just wonder if, also, could you describe your impression or your feeling about when he asked the crowd in St. Peter's Square for their blessing?
You know, I just heard that, Rich. We couldn't hear what he was saying because the what do you call it? The public address was going out that way. We couldn't hear. And so I was captivated. In fact, I asked on the way home, I said, I heard the silence. And I said, oh, I wonder what's going on. And that's what I heard. Isn't that magnificent? Yeah. And I understood he asked for prayers of gratitude and intercession for Pope Benedict, that he would lead the people in the two favorite prayers of Catholics, the Our Father, the Hail Mary, and the Glory be to the Father. How touching, like a father, like a good teacher, a good catechist. I don't know what else. I do know that when we were waiting to go out, see all the cardinals go up to give him our love and loyalty and assurance of prayers. And then there were a lot of other people there to line up to see him. And he very touchingly said, somebody apparently said, it had been raining, he said to them, is it okay if I see you afterwards? Maybe we should go to the balcony first because I don't want to keep the people waiting. That's a very spontaneously gracious remark to make, the mark of a good pastor. So, yeah, I'm kind of eager to read what he said. I presume that was unscripted. He... You know, that's not the kind of a text it should have, so I'm eager to see that myself. Are we okay? You know the other cardinals are going to be here? Are they coming here, or what's the scoop?
I think they have other rooms for them around the building here for them to go to. I don't know the full list, but the seminarians out in the hallway know where everyone is.
So they'll help you all. I sure appreciate your company tonight, and if I can do anything for you, I'm here, I guess, to the day after St. Joseph's Day, huh? Because we're, and you know the great news? My niece Kelly had a baby, Charlie. So, and she had. Where's where's Patrick at? Pat's my brother. So and Kelly's your goddaughter, right? So, I didn't know it because I knew she was probably going to go in Tuesday. So the first thing I asked when I got out, Father Jim was here with a picture of Charlie. So, That's another reason to say, if I could, I'd say hallelujah, but I can't because it's Lent. So thank you all. Look forward to being with you. All right?